September 1st, and it is time for another Sodbuster garden update. My husband and my daughter went into the garden and found some butternut squash to pick. This one obviously needs to be used quickly. I'm not quite sure why they got the green ones. I thought you needed to let them go a little longer, but that's what they did. My daughter canned some corn last night. You'll see that probably Tuesday. So here's a hint as to what's coming. This was another project of hers. I believe in here is basil and catnip, I think is what she said. A lot of the garden is slowing down, but it is still wonderful and beautiful to come out here. I'm just not doing it as much because I'm trying to get all the stuff in the house going, but you can really hear the crickets going crazy. So let's kind of get into what's going on here in the garden. We've got the compost pile going crazy with bees. So nice. We harvested one cabbage and we still have a few, and we'll probably need to get these soon before they split or rot because of the water. The volunteer tomatoes is still giving us a lot of tomatoes. What I thought was pumpkins, my husband said are just round squash. So we apparently don't have pumpkins. The basil is going great. We've had a harvest of green bell pepper. And I get, whoa, oh man, you are angry. Go away from me. Oh, lovely. We're making a nest in the shed. We have 1, 2 bell peppers there. This is my okra, and that's doing well. I'm actually not going to go there. I'm not going to go over there, so there's just lots of stuff going on there. These are cucumbers. So we kind of got a fall planting of cucumber going. And that's what these are. Oh my goodness. And the wasps are just vicious right now. We've had several kids get stung just because they're vicious. Anyway, so the butternut squash is just taking off and going crazy. Again, this is the boys' bed. You can see the playlist of all the videos I've done so far this year on that. The green beans are about done. What we have left there, we're kind of letting go to seed. And all of that. I think we had a watermelon growing in each corner, a watermelon or a pumpkin growing in each corner, or they had, whatever the case is, and they have died. The heat has been really intense the last couple of weeks, but you can kind of see this vine is just taking over. It's going crazy, so that's good. These are the replanting of, what is the word? I did a replanting of something. Strawberries, and they are doing really, really well, and so that's great. And then there is a raspberry bush here and here that are doing well, and that's strawberry. This lettuce went to seed. This is the last of the yellow squash, and I think this is, oh, yep, it's been rotted out. Darn it. And it looks like the flowers are just male flowers, so I will probably take that up. But yeah, look. Gosh darn it. That's unfortunate. This is celery. Those are the 2 beets that have made it. Nope, there's 3 beets that made it. So I will need to replant in here. The corn. This will be interesting to see what the corn does. I did not expect it to do as well as it has done. And the beans have loved climbing up it. So that's been kind of fun to watch. But I do see a corn. Oh goodness. I do see corn there, and I think on this one over here. This one I don't see any, but it's kind of being used again as a pole. I've done nothing in this bed. This is the strawberry that really needs some help and a bunch of henbit. This was the cucumber bed. This got pulled up this past year, and or past month, and cleaned out. We were pretty much done on cucumbers. We were getting some here or there, but to be honest, a lot of the bugs were just getting it. So I took it all out, and then I did a whole bed of garlic. Last year I think I did a half a bed, and we are pretty much through using all of that garlic. So in my thinking of, okay, we use a lot of garlic in our cooking, I didn't consider the fact that, you know, when you're preserving, you're also using a ton of garlic. So I did a whole bed this time, and I can already see some garlic coming up. So that's really cool. And then I just left my little bush in there. It looks like we've got some parsley coming back. These kind of all died out. It's just been really hot. This is a raspberry. This is one of the ones that I really wanted to move, and we have done nothing with it. So August was just a really hot, crazy, busy month. However, in the shade, I ended up putting this in the shade and not watering it as much. This is also celery, and it came back. These had kind of died out, and they came back. So that's kind of cool, and I'll try to get those in the ground as soon as I can. The beans here, they're okay. They're doing okay. This one's kind of getting eaten into. I think a lot of these I was hoping to kind of, I think these are the bush beans here. Maybe not. I was kind of hoping to turn these into seed, but we'll kind of see. The broccoli's done. I think I pulled the last zucchini from this out. No, I didn't. I didn't pull it out because I saw we had 2 flowers that turned into zucchini. So I'm really hopeful that I'll get 2 more zucchini from this plant, and then this one's going to get kind of chopped and taken out. So I have a question for those that do seed saving. So from what I know from beets, they seed every other year. Well, this poor beet is like all the way out of the ground, and it's being loved on by bugs. Is it worth trying to get it to go to seed? Do I hill it up? What should I do here? So there's that. The green onions are doing marvelously. We have another beet. Again, we wanted to try to do some seed saving. The basil's doing great here. There's a ton of weeds in here, but I left the weeds because they were leaving the other stuff alone, and now it's not looking like that's going to be the case. There's a raspberry in here. There's some strawberries in here, and I really want to get this cleaned out. This is kind of the project for this month, right? Get this cleaned out and see what I can put in for a winter bed kind of here. This is our other strawberry and raspberry bed, and it's just a wild, tangled mess. Let's talk about this for a little bit. So, again, August was super hot. I was not very faithful in coming out here and checking on my plants, like, at all. Just with work and everything, it all went kaput, which is very unfortunate because I'm pretty sure I lost my blueberry bushes. The raspberries are doing okay, and the blackberries doing okay. This is really pretty. I don't know what this is. I've never seen that before. Huh, that's pretty. Anyway, so that's kind of okay. I've got some angry wasps looking at me. Our 18-day compost was done and looked great. It ended up on this bed here, the garlic bed. Not where I wanted it, but I came home and my husband and son had decided to surprise me with that. So anyway, this is kind of being worked on, and I have plans to turn that more into this area. So I just have to make sure that I'm not being lazy and get on that sooner rather than later. So much to do, so little time, right? So this is something that I've been continuously working on. Anytime I have grass, I'm putting it here, and paper and whatever I can find. It just goes here. They have some gorgeous sunflowers, and we've been kind of using the sunflowers as bunny food and just happiness for the home, and the bees are loving it too. Here's some mint. The tomato. The corn here is just gonna. Nope, it did not make it. The beans here. I'm just gonna grab these because, yeah, the bean plant was mainly to kind of build up the soil here, and since it's a nitrogen fixer, I thought it would be great, but I didn't plan on it really producing. The volunteer tomato plant has a couple of tomatoes on it. So this is still a work in process. So a little top heavy here, but we had some really heavy storms come through and wipe out a few of those. So anyway, here is my poor flower garden here. It's also been really beaten down by the heat. And then this is the other tilled bed. So the zucchini, I planted 2 zucchinis in each corner and 1 has come up in each corner. I thought that was pretty interesting. So the zucchini has come up and the radishes and the beets have come up, and I think I've seen a few carrots, but not a consistent amount. The nasturtium's going crazy. It really took off in this heat. It went berserk and it's happy and fantastic. I pulled out all of the cucumbers here. This was a total fail in my book. That didn't turn out well. I have a couple eggplants coming up, so we'll see how that goes. This bed is just going crazy. The black beans did fairly well. Out of, I think, 4, I have 4 plants that survived pretty well, but yeah, I'm happy with this. And we're just waiting for these green pods to dry, and then I'll put it with the others. Zucchini's done, and I think there's 2 beets in here. So there is that. So I showed you that in the back of the house, the basil is doing really, really well. So is this one. So we'll see how the plantings do. I really to see if I can get some cilantro planted. And the rose bush. Now I will show you the rest of the garden here in just a minute. And I was like, it's going to start getting, I know. So this is all of the black beans that I grew. There's probably enough for 1 meal for us. But I grew them, and I'm very, very happy for that. It got a little loud here, so I'm just going to talk about what I've got going on here. I have 4 rows of peas, and we have a mixture of sugar snap and shelling. We ran out of all the sugar snap, so the last bit of the row is just shelling. My husband put the string up this week so that they have something to climb on. I'm really super happy about this. I'm hoping for a ton of shelling peas. They are just, I'm sorry, not shelling peas, sugar snap peas. They're one of my favorites. The raspberries are doing really, really well, as is the lilac. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you next month, for another Sodbuster Saturday, and we'll just kind of share what's going on in the garden. Thanks for watching.